Hi, folks, and welcome back to the Star Wars Library, where Star Wars is in print, and we're going to be talking about two Marvel Comics books today. Marvel 64, and then the second annual from the Star Wars run. So issue 54, or 64, is called Serphidian Eyes, and you can find it in Classic Star Wars a long time ago, Volume 4, this trade here. We're almost done with this trade, actually, and Serphidian Eyes is the cover here. So basically, David Michelinie is doing the plot here, but Michael Fleischer, or Fleischer, is the guy that's actually writing it. And there's different art, so it's a little bit cartoony. Now, the thing is that in the last issue we talked about, Luke was going and looking for evidence against Shira Bree. So they're going back, and you would assume that, he's going to go ahead and do his trial, right? Well, it's not. Basically, they're acting like everything's okay. Luke is back with the rebellion, and all that. So it seems like everything is going as it should be. But again, it's a very, very odd tale that we just kind of, I guess, forget that that's happening. Luke is actually talking to Leia and some rebels, and again, so I guess we're left to think, is Luke, going to his trial, or are they in the process of setting it up? I think that's, I guess for me personally, is that they're in the process of that, of getting it set up, but it's never really said what it is. So it's a little weird. Why are we, doing this and not worrying about it? The next issue, issue 65, will begin the trial of Luke Skywalker. So anyways, the story of this issue, 64, Luke and Burl and Cinda, those are some strange names, but they travel to the Belial system, to the planet Serpidi, or Serpidi or something. And they don't have much, and basically they're trying to make allies with these people. And so Sa, it's S apostrophe S-A-A-H, Sa, is the ruler, and he has imperial leanings, and so they have to take him out. It's a very medieval-like story. In fact, there's knights, javelins, jousting. Because of the planet, that's what they do. But Luke goes and does like a jousting match. It's very, especially with the art, I don't know. To me, it's kind of like He-Man in a little bit, in pieces, especially with the art, like I said. But it's very, like there's a princess in a tower that we have to go save, and all this kind of stuff. So it feels very out of place for Star Wars. But again, the Marvel series is very well known for kind of being just out there. So then you'll move on to King Size Annual Volume, or Annual number 2. This is it right here, and then actually it is our cover. So this one came out in July of 1982, and it's kind of hard to place in chronological order. It's kind of out of whack in our reading order, is here. But chronologically, I'd say it's before the Shira Bree stuff went down, so before the last story and all that. It's like issue 50, where it's kind of mostly in a flashback with Han Solo, because it's an annual. They want to get Han Solo in there, but they can't because he's still frozen in carbonite. So it's, all in flashback. And so basically, it's a story by David Michelinie, and the art is by Carmine Infantino. The characters look nothing like who they're supposed to be. Luke and the gang basically find this statue of Han Solo in this forest, and it's a little strange. Turns out Han is the savior of this world, and so he's been hitching. So basically, they find out, that Han has been, was hitching a ride and to go somewhere. This is before Episode 4, of course, and he ends up failing or preventing an assassination attempt from happening on Chrysala, who's this girl. And then Han encounters this jewel called the Shade Sign, and then, of course, how will Han prevail? You'll have to read to find out. Here's the thing. with these stories in here, are these essential reads in the Star Wars expanded universe? No, absolutely not. These are very forgettable stories. They're both very self-contained. And I would say that they're easily skippable. Nothing significant really happens in here in any of these issues. Um, they're really just fillers. The king size annual, nothing, like I said, nothing much. And then I still cannot wrap my mind around why is 64 a filler issue when we have something as big as Luke's trial following the whole Shira incident. So honestly, I would say that these are skippable. They're not essential, and there is no reason for you to check them out unless you're a big hardcore EU fan who wants to have everything. I'd pass on these. So anyways, folks, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time with another episode of the Star Wars Library.